What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Team Ethan. We're back with another video. We waited a while for this kit, as you guys see, but today is finally the day we get to tackle everything that has to do with fuel. We have the whole Dutch work fuel system, the fuel return line to be exact. So let's go ahead and run down with some of the things we got. This whole kit is for a RSX and I believe also a EP3. I believe they work for both. This is a full fuel return line system. I did get the fuel rail and the 1000cc injectors separately from the kit. Also, I did get the fuel pump separately. The fuel pump is still a Dutch work fuel pump. It is a 450 fuel pump. It is compatible with E85 and so is the whole kit. So of course the kit's gonna come with your lines, all your fittings that you may need. It's gonna come with your fuel filter, your fuel pressure gauge, and then this is the fuel distribution, I believe, and then like I said, all the fittings. So that's pretty much all you guys really need for the fuel return line. There's gonna be like little things that you have to do, like making your fuel line, which is this line right here that goes to a metal one, that metal one right there, a hard line, and that's where you connect the end of that. So I'm fast. We're gonna go right ahead and show you guys how to do it step by step. All right, you guys, so first things first, obviously you're gonna want to just pull out your injectors out of the injector ports. You just pop them straight out, disconnect this ground from the valve, and then there's gonna be little zip ties. You clip off the zip ties and then you're just gonna pop all of this loose to just expose all the wiring, because it is one whole harness that leads to, obviously you guys are gonna want to separate all of this loom, and you're gonna obviously cut all of these pigtails because you're gonna wire the new pigtails in, and that should be it for that portion. And then when you move on to making the hard line for the fuel, this is gonna be the original hose. You follow this original hose to the back, which is right here. That's the original hose, and that's the aluminum fuel line. What you're gonna do is you're gonna disconnect it from where that green thing is at. You're gonna disconnect it from there, and then that's when you go in with this fitting right here. I'll get the name of this fitting, so if you guys are not running the same kit like I am, the Dutch work kit, you could just go to like a speed zone like we have here in Tampa, or online, or whatever the case is. You can get this fitting, so that way you can connect it to your fuel rail. This is the K-tuned fuel line, but not the rail. I do have the K-tuned fuel rail, but this one allows more fuel into this rail, if I'm not mistaken. And that is the bung for the return. So we're gonna go ahead and I'll put it on real quick, and then I'll show you guys how it looks afterwards. All right, you guys, so that way you guys can get a little bit of like insight on how we're wiring them. We're wiring them like that, and then we're gonna drop some solder in them, and then obviously we're gonna shrink wrap them. Don't mind my runny nose. I'm like recovering from a cold.
I better take care of this before it gets out of hand.
And then it would look like factory. So yeah, we're gonna go continue with the rest of them. We only got 2 more, and then we'll solder them. I'm not gonna show you a video of soldering, because you solder however you solder. Just make sure they're done, they're tight, they're not loose, they're connected, and you should have really no problems. And then like I said, once we go from there, I'll show you them when they're done, and then like I said, we'll work our way back to that hose that's back there. But I'm trying to do a little bit more step-by-step videos, because you guys have been liking the last videos, and you guys said that they've been pretty helpful. And I know a lot of people don't make videos like in depth or really detailed videos, and I know I'm not the best at it, but I'm giving you as best as I can of a recording. Like I said, I'll get back to you guys when they're done, and then we'll move on to that. All right, you guys, so we didn't get as far because I do have to get a special tool. When I get the tool, I will show you guys, and I'll show you guys how to do it. I don't know how to do it, but we'll learn together. But other than that, this is how we have everything set up. We already have the bung for the return already on there. Obviously, when we turn on the car and build the pressure for fuel, we'll see if any of these things are leaking, but that's not until obviously the end of that. But like I said, we just have to find that tool so we can make it a hard line. But this is what everything's looking like. You know, we have the shrink wrap, everything's soldered. I didn't tape it all up, only because just in case it's not the correct format, it should be fine. But yeah, simple and clean. Shout out to Papa. When we get that, like I said, we'll get to doing that. All right, you guys, so this should be like a given or a known given when you're building like either race cars or performance cars, that you're going to have to like those last minute, those random like get up and like you have to find a parts store or whatever the case is to get like one fitting. And in my case, it's a fuel fitting. But we just found this place. It's called Top Gear or something like that, and they put some crazy cars. Let me show you. When you're building these cars, you never know like what you're gonna need. There's always gonna be like those random runs, those, you know, you don't really know what you're doing. Some of you might do, you know, but when you're first getting into like actually building race cars or, you know, building like high performance cars, in my case, even stance cars, because y'all know I build a lot of stance cars too. You just never know. So the other place didn't have it. Found my way to this place. I forgot the name, but I will get the name. The guy is gonna be so kind enough and try to see if he can find it for me. So let's see. All right, so Gearheads did not have it, but I want to give a huge shout out to my boy Billy and Yankee from Speed Zone for even throwing me that way, because now there's a new place that I know that they have other stuff that I may need or will need. From the guys over there at Gearhead, they sent me over to a place called Hoses and Hydraulics. The guy, hold on, let me try to find the other fitting for you guys. This is the fitting that I need for my fuel line. This is not the exact one, this is too big. Hoses and Hydraulics built me this. The same end as the one that I need for mine. As you guys can see, let me get it. Look, it's the same exact end. Perfect. That end is what we need. But this is the actual fuel line hose that never went into this fitting, and I bought in a few other fittings that once again didn't work. We're too big, we're just too big, we're too big. They ended up measuring, and I forgot the measurement for this hose, but I promise you guys I will get it. If some of you guys are dealing with the same problem that I'm dealing with making your aluminum line into a hard line, coming up for me, just for right now, I mean, if it works, then I'm gonna keep it. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this is what he came up with. I'm gonna try to break it down for you guys when we get to the house, and hopefully this will work for you guys too. I don't know where you guys will be able to get any of this stuff. I mean, you can go to, if you have a hoses and hydraulics near you, you can go to them and see. But shout out to those guys, I appreciate them very much. The guy didn't even charge me anything, so that's a blessing. He just said if it works, come back Tuesday, so we'll see.
A few moments later.
All right, so you guys get a little more of a gist of what was going on here. We Tefloned everything. I just gotta tighten it up with 2 wrenches, and that's what goes onto there with that little bead inside. This will screw onto that, and that little bead will get crimped onto that fuel line. That's how it will go, and then you just connect the fuel rail onto this, and that's that. It's done. All right, you guys, and just like that, it's in there. It works. I mean, I haven't turned it on to see if it leaks or not, but other than that, you know, probably just be more flex tape. But this is what was supposed to go there. We, like I said, the guys at Hoses and I think plumbing or whatever the case, I said it earlier, I forgot the name again, but yeah, he mocked this up for me, and hey, it looks good. Everything threaded onto each other. Everything is tight. Nothing's loose. All we gotta see is when we're done with the fuel systems, just start seeing where anything is leaking at. Hopefully it doesn't. If it does, it's part of the journey. Ain't nothing you can do about it besides going back and fixing it. So currently right now, the injectors are all wired up. It's plugged in. Now we're just on to the fuel pump, the 90 in the fuel pump, and then we can start connecting the stuff for the return. I just gotta start taking some of these wires out. Like this cable needs to go. This hose is no useful. This is the original fuel line. That gotta go. Start cleaning up some of the mess and start making the engine bay look somewhat of an engine bay again. But like I said, little by little, man, this stuff doesn't happen overnight. I tell you that. So let's get it. All right, you guys, so that's gonna be it for part 1 of installing the fuel system inside of the RSX. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. We will be doing part 2 and part 3. We're gonna break it up into parts, you know, because this is a very big job, it's very time consuming. So at least I just want to get some videos out for you guys, kind of like a step-by-step. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the fuel rail. Hope you guys enjoyed part 1. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.